Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're working on our second day with Kim Abeles, she's a great LA artist. Really admire her. She does. She's got that technical skill, but she's also working on level of concept. Now, yesterday we worked on something, and you took form and you twisted it out of the form. Somehow played with the form, did resisted form. Let's do the opposite today. Let's go back into form. Choose any form you like. In fact, if you could choose the form that you used yesterday and you sprung it out of and put it back in the way that it's supposed to go, that's a fun game. Now you'll have a diptych, two poems that go together and also make a statement about form and make a statement about all sorts of things. So maybe you now have a very sweet thing in your acrostic. I don't know. Okay, so Kim Abeles did many years ago a art piece called A Mile a Minute, where she took the train from LA to Del Mar, which is, if you're not from Los Angeles, it's, I don't know, 100 miles away along the ocean. And along this thing, she sat there and drawing all of the different shapes that she saw out the window. So it's like this, kind of, well, you can see it down below, or click on to the link, and it follows the terrain of what's outside. And okay, so it's both a statement about, what does the California coast look like on the other side from the coast, not the coast itself, but the other side, and also as a statement about how we experience travel, right? You're going a mile a minute, how do you experience that? And part of the statement here is that what you experience is just kind of a silhouette of what's actually happening, and that's a different experience than anything else. And I think a really appropriate one for those of us who live in Los Angeles, because we spend so much of our time going a mile a minute, right? That used to be the speed limit. Well, that used to be a little bit above the speed limit, which means that's what everybody drove. And so, okay, so it's a statement about how we live, how we see the world, all of these things. Okay, and you're going to write a poem about this and try to put it into thing. Now, if I were going to do this, I might talk about how this has changed. This was a painting, I believe, or a art piece from the late 80s. And so, okay, so in the late 80s there was a certain level of speed and fastness and all that stuff. It's more now. It's much more. And it's not only that, but you've got all this going on outside, and you're distracted, and you've got the thing in your hand that you're texting on, and you've got the video here that your kids are watching, and so that's probably what I would be talking about. It's kind of like when I read "The World Is Too Much with Us" by Wordsworth. He's 1800s and says, "Oh, look how crammed our lives are. There's so much distraction. I want to get back to a simpler time." Well, okay, that's a good, it's 1800s. It's like Wordsworth. You're living out in the middle of the Lake District, taking long walks every day, talking to sheep and Michael, right? And occasionally talking to Dorothy too. So my reaction to him would be, the world is not very much with you. My reaction to Kim Abeles might be, let's look at how much worse it's gotten, right? The world has changed, and we don't even have that long thought of what are the passing things. It's now distraction, 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 to the point which, and I've asked many people about this, for 6 months on the 57 freeway, there was a 50-foot poster of Ralph Macchio as the Karate Kid. Nobody remembers it because nobody saw it, because we've got so much visual clutter going on that we don't look at things anymore, right? And if any of you remember that massive poster, tell me, because I'm starting to feel like I'm going crazy. Anne remembers it, and actually 2 other people I've met remember it as well. But it was there for a good 6 months, and it was 50 feet high, and millions of people passed it. Nobody remembers it. Anyway. That's 30 days until done for today, and I will see you tomorrow, and please post down below.